What's up? Matt from Fab here. Today I'm going to be reinforcing the front subframe for the Mini. It's common practice on these racing Minis to add some support pieces into these front subframes because they do flex a bit. The normal place is to put one here, one there, like a triangulated piece from there to there, from there to there. Triangulate this down to here, and then to fill this, put a piece across this bottom section here. I've had it shot blasted, didn't uncover any bad rust or anything. And Luke at GT Shot Blasting in Bridgewater blasted this for me, and my rear subframe, and also my wheels. I got 6x10 revolutions. So if you're in that area, look him up. GT Shot Blasting does a good job. So the plan is to basically just make up some pieces to reinforce this, and then you need two tubes coming off of here, whether that's just a piece of welded on tube or like a bolt on piece. I'll probably just weld a piece of tube on there, and that's what holds the front. The fiberglass front end just slides on at the front and bolts on at the top corners. Once I've got all this done, I can then look at getting my mounts for the front sorted. What I was saying a minute ago, they normally have a piece triangulated from here to here, from here to here. That would be two pieces. And then a lot of the cars will run they'll have a hole drilled here, and then have a mount up here with a bar connecting from about, an inch above this point down to here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make one piece that's going to go from here all the way up to this corner. So that should effectively do all of it without the need for having an additional bar. So just trim that to basically catch that piece there. So that, well, I just cut that away, just trimmed it off a little bit, so that sits on the inside of that. This all lines up with this, so you can weld all the way around there. And weld that down here. And stitch weld it along here. That's the side pieces. And I've got these, which will go in there, like that. Now I've got this piece, which doesn't weigh much, but it's really solid, and where you get a lot of your strength from is having folds in things. So a piece like that with 2 folds in it, it's incredibly strong for a thin piece of steel. This is all 2mm, and that sits inside there. And then I made this, it's just a template so that I can basically stick it on there and then use the hand plasma cutter to cut that out. Same thing with this. I clamp it onto the front of there and then just use it as a guide. Right, this is ready to weld all my pieces in now. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to weld this to my bench, which I know is flat, and I've measured this in the how to build a race mini book I bought. It gives you measurements to check everything's square, and I've basically measured it and checked it square. It sits nice and flat on the table, so I'm pretty confident that it's alright, but I don't want anything to move while I'm welding it. And another thing I'll do, which is always good practice, is if you're doing something like this, you want to get every piece tacked in place before you fully weld anything, and that way all these will actually act as a jig to hold everything square. If I started with one piece, fully welded all that in, I don't know what's pulled where from welding that in. It might pull this tower this way, whereas if I'd had that tacked in on here, it could prevent that. So always best to get all the pieces in place tacked and then weld afterwards. And when I'm welding it, I'll do opposite pieces, so I'll do a few welds on this one, do a few welds on this one, and try and alternate it in an even pattern, and then that's going to reduce any risk of warping it and it not being where it should be at the end. So this all worked quite well. The only thing that didn't work so well was my template for cutting is too thin, so the hand plasma has got a tapered tip on it, and it really needs to be the thickness so that the flat edge of that can sort of guide around it, because as you're going around it wanted to like run up off of the cut line, so it's quite tricky to do. So this wanted to be really made of like 5mm or something, so that the flat edge would just run around it. Right, so that is pretty much done. There's a piece that needs to be cut out of this corner to allow for the shock to be moved more upright. But I need to check some pictures and see exactly how much of that gets taken out. I think I might have realised why it's not been done like this before, just from looking at a picture a second ago. And I've got a feeling this might foul the nut on the end of the bell housing. But I don't have an engine here to check, so I'm not really going to know. If that is the case, obviously I'll have to, you know, cut something out of here, remake this section to give that a bit of clearance. But so yeah, just got to do those bits and make the brackets for the back of it. So next job will be get this bolted into the car, and then I can make those back pieces, and I'll do those at the same time. But that's all I'm going to be doing in this video. I'm pretty happy with that.